Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a Legacy video every Friday. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by joining the Patreon. Here, you can gain access to perks such as a continuously updated sideboard guide for Legacy Doomsday, as well as being able to send private messages. You can do so by clicking the link in the video description or going to patreon.com/NevilleShootMTG. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoy the video. Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another Legacy video, and today I am playing the enemy, the Dimir Reanimator deck. So I think this is a healthy exercise. We get to see what it's like. We get to see how powerful it is, get a little bit of a better understanding of how the deck sort of operates. I have taken this list, made very few adjustments from a list that H.J. Kaiser, my good buddy, hands Jacob Goddick top aided, or even I think maybe even won a showcase with, I think it was, or some like premier event, anyways, not too long ago. And I trust in HJ. He builds very good decks. Yeah, I think I added a Brazen Borrower to the main deck in lieu of, oh, I can't even remember now, but like maybe it was, anyways, it doesn't matter. You can go search his name if you want to see the list. I don't think it was a substantive change. The sideboard, we have a little bit of everything. We have Bowmasters for the spell-based decks, the brainstorm decks, especially combo decks. Kaito Bane of Nightmares is pretty sweet. Have not really tried to play with him a lot. I did take this list out for a run and like stumble into a trophy, which is, yeah, I don't know. Maybe an indication, because I'm certainly no Reanimator expert. What else is there to say, really? I think we just want to go ahead and jump into a league. All right, we're on the draw here. We have the whole combo, so I mean, let's keep put them all against the 6. So something to be aware of is that I'm recording probably a few weeks from release currently, because it is oh, Thoughtseize. Okay, so they break up our combo. Yeah, so it is summer right now, and I'm on summer break with my kids and wife here in this period. So I am trying to get some recordings in sort of stacked so that I have material to release while I am away. I think I just play Tamio here, which is just I'm just saying that I don't expect there to be huge movements in the format, but if something earth-shattering happens between now and when this releases, it might not age well. But let's hope that that's not the case. So shockingly, we're up against an Underground Sea Mirror. So the opponent goes Undercity Sewers. Let's see. Do they randomly spike? Okay, so they push our Tamio. How about another Reanimate? Or a Brainstorm? So getting a creature into the graveyard is not our problem right now. I think I cast Brainstorm here. I was going to say, if it was, we could like try and play out the Undercity Sewers and like do things. Okay, let's get rid of Sewers and I think one Thoughtseize here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to Thoughtseize them, and then I might just shuffle with Entomb on our draw step, or on our upkeep next turn. They can daze this, but then I can daze, if that's relevant. They daze. I think I daze in that case. Alright, let's see. They have Tamio and Entomb. What am I most worried about? We can Brazen Borrower the Tamio, but how exciting is that? If they just rip Reanimate, then we're toast. But my plan is to Entomb on my upkeep, which means them having Reanimate isn't like that's gonna get me either way. I'm gonna take the Tamio. Yeah. Alright. Pass. Underground Sea, we knew about that one. Let's cast Entomb. And I think we Entomb for Atraxa here. Get another Ponder. Okay. Let's hope they don't have Bowmasters. Barrowgoyf Wasteland. I mean, this is a line that lets us put Baragorf into play next turn, but it's like the Wasteland. I think I'm actually going to shuffle this. Okay, pass. They didn't entomb because they don't no longer need to do that. Then they found another Tameo. Okay. Okay, so we know their hand. We can bounce Tameo right now if we want to. We get a Baragorf anyways. I think we play the Baragorf while the playing of Baragorf is good, and we pass the turn. They hit another land. I guess they Sewers here? I don't know. I mean, they like what they found. Yikes. So if they get a clue here, and if they have Fatal Push on top of their deck, they can crack the clue. That will put on Revolt for Fatal Push, draw the Fatal Push, and so on and so forth. Could also be they found Reanimate, and the game is over. Yep, they found Reanimate. I mean, I can bounce our friend here. Let's see what they reveal at least. They reveal Force. They do not reveal Force. They get Fatal Push for my Brazen or for my Baragorf. Right. We can keep playing the game. They've made their land drop, and they didn't find Force of Will. And we know their one card in hand is Entomb. So let's see here. Alright, so they choose Misty Rainforest, Fatal Push, Ponder, Murktide. Okay. So Brainstorm is gone. Thoughtseize is gone. Tameo is gone. Brainstorm, Thoughtseize. So this is their 5-card hand. Okay. The Murktide is going to be an issue, of course, but how about if we start off by bouncing Petty Theft, or Petty Thefting the Atraxa? I think I might just ponder here ahead of time, and we do find Force of Will. So that's pretty exciting. They can still ponder for stuff, but I think this is good. And then I can like draw Reanimate next turn. I guess no, I am gonna be flipping over cards with Baragorf. This puts them to 6. And I'm gonna flip. I'll put a Murktide into my hand. And let's pass. Okay, there's the Misty. If I were them, I would ponder first, I think. Okay, here comes the ponder. If they Fatal Push my friend here, they Entomb. Okay, that's exciting. For Archon, okay. Now I kind of wish I had the other thing here. Okay, I'm gonna pitch Brainstorm to this Force. Hope they don't find. Oh, they found Force. No. Okay. So that the draw set plus the ponder found them both Reanimate and Force of Will. That was good. All right, GG's. Let's put in the Spell Bomb and the Bowmaster seems kind of good. Fairy Macabre. Do we want Fatal Pushes? Maybe a couple. Kaito seems a little bit interesting, but I mean, what am I cutting? 9 cards? That seems unreasonable. Maybe we cut like the Force of Wills and a couple of Entombs, or like 1 Entomb, maybe. I don't know. Reanimate seems pretty good because of what they're doing as well. Maybe like Shave a Wasteland. Maybe like only 1 Fatal Push needs to come in. I think I do need to shave a little bit more of the reanimation package, like maybe another Entomb and one of the fatties. Guess I'll go with Archon. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with like playing this type of deck, so I might just be like goofing around a little bit. Can you keep a hand like this? I think maybe you can. And maybe I go like turn 1 ponder here. I'll grab a Daze and then I'll draw Brainstorm. Thoughtseize, I'll let happen. Yeah. Do I try and cheese with a Wasteland is the question. They remove Kaito. I think I do. Makes my days better. And they didn't have a land. How about that? Now I just have the run of the kingdom. Let's Brainstorm. get rid of, well, Undercity Sewers. I could try and like put Barrowgoyf in my graveyard and reanimate it next turn if I want to. Yeah, maybe I'll put back. Can how comfortable would I be operating on 2 lands? Like, I mean, I could also just play Barrowgoyf next turn. Tell you what, let's put back Reanimate, and I think I'll just play Barrowgoyf next turn rather than reanimate him. Okay, they just concede. Yeah, I know the feeling. Alright, so off to round number, or not round, game number 3. Do I change anything here? Probably not. Like, I'm somewhat pleased. Like, Days on the Draw maybe can go out, like 1 copy, and then what? What do we bring in? Like, maybe a Long Goodbye? I kind of like that card. Uncounterable, kills your Tamiyo, your Bowmasters, your Barrowgoyf. That does mean we're kind of light on stack interaction. 2 Dazes, that's it. Oh yeah, let's try this. This has the combo. It has protection if they have the combo, and it has Daze as a way to do stuff. All right. Still kind of sucks to get Thoughtseize here, which is very likely, but yeah. Okay, so they Tamiyo, right on. I'm just debating with myself whether or not to put Underground Sea into play or Polluted Delta. I think I put Delta in. If I had been on the play, I would have led with Underground Sea, because then if they Wasteland, then we can blow them out by casting Entomb, and if they then like try and force that, we can Daze. Okay. Oh, there's a Spell Bomb. That is super awkward. That is like I completely shaved what I was going to do. And then this happens. All right, cool. You got it. Suddenly, we're not looking too good here. I almost feel like the casting Entomb just for something to get an instant into the graveyard for my Merc Thoughtseize. I'll take that. All right, play land, cast Thoughtseize. If they Brainstorm here, I probably Daze that. Barrowgoyf, and then they have Wasteland. Okay, I'm gonna take the Barrowgoyf. I think when they Wasteland me next turn, I am going to Entomb and then Daze the Entomb, because I think having the land is more valuable. And it also gets me closer to casting Murktide. Okay, here comes Tamiyo. There's Wasteland. I would rather have them like Wasteland and then me picking up Underground Sea with Daze. But I have to save the rebellion. Save the Undercity Sewers here. Doesn't mean I don't get to just like untap, and if I draw fetch land, I get to cast Murktide. I don't. Okay, swamp. Do we take a swamp here to play around another wasteland? Yeah, let's do that. And then I'm gonna pass, and they're gonna crack a clue, and I'm gonna fatal push Tamiyo. If they have drawn exactly Daze, they get me here. Oh, and they do draw another wasteland. That is quite annoying. Okay, but here's the thing. I was gonna say, like, if I reanimate their, try and reanimate their Barrowgoyf, they Spellbomb and draw a card, but then I lose my reanimate basically. All right, I'm just gonna pass. They get to chew up these nice clue tokens, get that card advantage, like 2 cards behind on the Tamiyo. They draw land. Come on, land. Yes, please. All right. Like, there's a bunch of ways they can answer this Murktide, but we will at least make them have it. 7/7 Murky Merc. That's in play. They're fetching. Okay, Undercity Sewers. Do they also... They like what they saw. Oh, bummer. Probably means... Oh, it might just mean Brainstorm, but it could also mean Brazen Bee. Another land. That's the one we knew they had from before. 2 black mana. No, what is this? Okay, it's Bitter Triumph, sure. You kill my Murktide. I get a Tameo. I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. Again, they like what they see with the sewers. Gross. And their own Tameo. Okay. If I draw Kaito here, that would be kind of exciting. Thoughtseize. That's also pretty exciting. Let's Thoughtseize them. Is this Brainstorm? Bowmasters. Okay. Bowmasters is a problem. Alright, Force plus Ponder. I think I have to take the Force. Because they'll find a blue card. And I think I go for the clue token here. Yeah, I mean, it means I'm going to take some damage. Like, I'll be running out of life points to reanimate here pretty soon. Tameo's touch butts. Here come the friends. I take 2 damage. What am I hoping to draw here? I think like the Ponder. They can flip their Tameo now if they want. Like, I guess Brazen Borrower. They shuffle. Okay. Fatal Push my Tameo. Yeah. Like, I think a reanimation spell is maybe my best draw. Like another reanimate. How many did I board out? I boarded out none. Okay, they're drawing with the clue. That flips the Tameo. And now they can minus to get Bitter Triumph. So if I were to, let's say I draw a card that drops me to 10. Then I find Reanimate. I reanimate their Barrowgoyf. They probably just let that happen. But then I have the Ferromacop actually, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I think we do draw. Oh, get the fuck out of here. Really? The drawing the Progenitus thing? Yeah, now my tomb is off. Well, there is the Brazen Borrower. So what happens if I Petty Theft the Nihil Spellbomb? Yes, let's do that. Petty Theft that. They might nuke their own graveyard right now, which would be the heads up play. But maybe they're not worried because they have the buyback with Tameo. Okay, they didn't do anything. Let's see, they might have days, whatever. I'm gonna grab Barrowgoyf out of their graveyard. Barrowgoyf is in play. Okay. So they can buy back either Fatal Push or Bitter Triumph. They might also just have a removal spell in their hand. We can't beat that, but we can't beat the stuff out of their graveyard. Thoughtseize me. Okay, so this is where I take Fatal Push and the Bitterest of Triumphs. But now if they have a reanimation spell, they get to just take my Atraxa and say thank you very much. I think you have to take Atraxa here, right? Entombed is just a blank piece of cardboard that shuffles your deck for 1 mana, I guess. So we know one card in their hand is the Nihil Spellbomb. They can minus Tameo and just like cast another Ponder or something if they want to, or draw Force of Will. And then they have the next couple of turns, they have the ground gummed up. So they could also just run for the finishing line with Tameo. Plus her to 6, I attack, they block. Plus her to 8, I attack, they block. But then if I ever find a removal spell, then okay. They take my Atraxa. Here comes the Spellbomb. I guess I have the Brazen Borrower on an adventure. Yeah, okay, but then they have another blocker here. So things have to go right for me. Yeah, they are running for the hills. I mean, like, if I draw Bowmasters and they plus Tameo, then, you know, draw Wasteland. I don't think I'm going to activate Wasteland. I think Wasteland is going to be my playing around days. I am going to attack Tameo. They are going to block. I don't think there's any way around that. They can't kill my my guy. They just let Tameo take it. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, are they gonna attack with their Tameo? Because then I have a blocker here. What's going on? I'm quite surprised by that. Maybe did they know the top of their deck? Did they know they're drawing Reanimate or something? Spellbomb. Okay, so they are nuking my graveyard to draw a card. That ironically grew the Barrowgoyf. Okay, they flip Tamio, or rather, they sacrifice Tamio, Planeswalker, to draw Ponder. That's going to give them a new Tamio, because they're going to draw the third card of the turn, and also just give them an extra card, which is nice. All right, Tamio flips. Flippity flips. They also decline to shuffle the Ponder, and they plus Tamio after fetching and casting another Ponder. They do shuffle, but are doing more stuff. There's a blue mana tap right now. It's a brainstorm. Wow. Seeing so many cards here, opponent. I can't imagine I'm going to get away with this, but we will see. Assuming they still have like animation spells and entombs, that's also a thing that could happen. Black mana, fatal push. Yep, fair. And ghost vacuum. Okay, so really heavily loaded in on the graveyard hate stuff. Okay, so we both have a. No, I'm attacking for 2. What am I saying? Okay, so let's oops. Let's cast here. What's my best draw here? Is it Orcish Bowmasters? Probably not, right? Reanimate. Ugh. I mean, I also don't really have a lot to take here, but this is just unbeatable, I think. So what I can they do anything else with this? Does it work? Put each creature card exiled, but that costs 6 mana, which they almost have. Oh, they do have that. Yeah, I think I just found a target for my wasteland. But if I reanimate Barrow, it's right yet. It's right here. They have to exile it, so I'm not taking the damage. I'll attack Tamio down to 2, then she just pluses, so we're sort of no closer to doing anything. I think I still have to do that. Yeah, let's reanimate here. They have to use their ghost vacuum. Yep. So maybe I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, maybe that was just a punt. Let's kill a land so they can't just immediately ghost vacuum the Tamio or the Barrogoyf into play. We attack Tamio. I think maybe my best draw now becomes my own Barrogoyf. And both of those are still left. I drop down to 4. They plus Tamio. I think I'm going to entomb here just for a card I don't want to draw. And that card might look like a brainstorm. It also means I can cast Murktide if I draw it. I don't. What does this mean? I still have the out of drawing Barrogoyf next turn, but we are looking pretty bad here. Oh, okay. And GG's opponent. All right, we're on the draw for round number 2, and we have to mulligan this. And I guess we'll keep this. Yeah. What do we bottom here? I think we bottom. Is it Wasteland or Thoughtseize here? I think it's Wasteland. Not being able to Thoughtseize on turn 1 is pretty bad. But yeah. Opponent also on the mulligan to 6. Also a polluted Delta deck. Fetching basic island. Okay. Ponder. Thankfully not Tamio. Ponder has easily become the least scary thing opponents can do on turn 1, I think, out of blue decks. Like, you would much rather have them Ponder than see Thoughtseize or Tamio, which are the other sort of 2 marquee things that people do. Okay. Let's find a land, huh? No, not a Thoughtseize. Putting away Thoughtseize tells the opponent a couple of things. First of all, it tells them I'm probably looking for lands. It also tells the opponent I might have a Thoughtseize already. Yeah, alright, they have Wasteland. Brutal. And if they follow this up with Tamio, I honestly... Okay, Spellbomb. I think I let Spellbomb play here. We have our own Tamio to do that sort of dance, song and dance. We draw another Entomb. It's kind of bad. Yeah, really need lands. But yeah, that was kind of bad. Brainstorm, go nuts. Like, forcing into a daze here would be absolutely lights out, I think. So, don't know that I can do that. Volcanic Island. Okay, so this is Izzet or Grixis? Oh, come on, deck. Guess we get rid of an Entomb. We show what we're doing that way, but I still think that's correct. We can pitch the one Tameo to force and still have Ponder and Tameo. That's better. Maybe I was actually supposed to pitch or to discard Tameo, and then like later on reanimate on Tameo, forces their hand, so to speak. Wasteland, kind of brutal. Yeah, I guess I am bidding over a Tameo now. They have Brazen Borrower. I mean, that probably will just kill me, but I don't think I can spew a force right now. All right, I mean, honestly, what can I do here? I'll get rid of what? Barragoyf eventually maybe stabilizes, but in the face of this wasteland, it's not looking too likely. Putting it in the graveyard is just where it will get exiled alongside the Tameo. I think it's Thoughtseize. Yeah, like if I find a land, I don't think I'll be Thoughtseizing. I think I'll be playing like Tameo or the Reanimate. 14 life. Wow. Okay. I am like I'm running out of life points here for the reanimation spells to actually work. But 2 reanimate spells is kind of how we beat the spell bomb. I guess I'll get rid of Ponder. 11 life. Looks like they have a Murktide coming. I'll probably have to Force of Will that, and then they will probably be able to deal with my force, and then it's lights out. Yeah, they force. Murktide is what, a 6/6? Yeah, so I'm at 1. Great. Yeah, didn't find a land anyways. So a little bit unfortunate there not to see any more lands, but you know, that happens. So they know we're a reanimator deck. They have Pyroblasts. We still don't know if they have black, but them having Spellbomb makes me think they probably are Grixis, but I mean, who knows? I think maybe I completely side out the Entomb, the Entombs and the Fatties. I think keeping in Reanimate is not completely unreasonable because it can just like take a creature up and be happy about that. And I think we can board out the Force of Wills. So maybe we bring back one Animate Dead. I don't know. Having 5 animation spells and no Entombs and no Fatties seems a little bit wrong. Okay, maybe I'll put back 2 Force of Wills, and then I'll board out 2 or like 1 Reanimate. All right, let's see if we can do a little better. This honestly doesn't seem like a hand I can keep. All right, this is better. Let's keep this and get rid of Brazen Borrower. And I will play into Wasteland here because I don't have 2 fetch lands currently. Okay, I think I like these cards. I'm gonna grab Daze probably, and then next turn we can do stuff if we don't get wastelanded. Volcanic Iceland. Turn 1 Brainstorm. Legacy 2025. I mean, they are correct to be playing around Orcish Bowmasters. Alright, I'm gonna pass. I'll play Bowmasters at some point during their turn, I guess. Alright, they fetch. Not a black source. Ponder. So I'll play Bowmasters. They might let it resolve and then bolt it, which I will daze. They might daze back, or they might just have a daze for the initial Bowmasters. And at any rate, I can reanimate it next turn. They daze. Okay, Bowmasters is countered. They don't shuffle, and they pass. Alright, we hit a land. I think we play out that land, and we cast Thoughtseize. Daze, Brazen Borrower, Molten Collapse, and a lot of lands. I think we take the Molten Collapse here, or do we? We can also take the Daze. Molten Collapse just requires them to take 1 more turn off and playing around Daze. I think I take the Molten Collapse, and then animate my Bowmasters. So, we pass turn. Them having another... I don't think, like, if they take a turn off to wasteland me here, it doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. But that could be a play. Okay. They play their island. Oh, it looks like they found a Murktide. I am going to daze that. That's a pretty good daze for me to get value off. But now we also need the deck to, like, keep delivering. Like, if I can find my own Murktide here, that would be pretty great. Let's get a Sewers. We know Barrowgoyf's not going to work because they have the daze. Fatal Push. I think I can do better. So Bloodstained Mire. Well, let's start with an attack. I think we brainstorm here. We can put back the Underground Sea at least. Yeah. Let's put back Underground Sea and other brainstorm. And let's cast Thoughtseize, I think. And so I think we take the Brazen Borrower, leave them with the Daze and Wasteland. So it's obviously not ideal if they spike a big creature here, like another Murktide, but that's going to take them a couple of turns to get online anyways. They play the Wasteland. Very reasonable. They have a Daze in hand, so like cutting me off mana is like makes sense. I'm going to fetch another Undercity Sewers. You'd assume they have Lightning Bolt in their deck, so I think I'd take Bowmasters. I know they have the Daze, but if we can ponder into another land, that'd be pretty good. If they've drawn a Pyroblast, this gets punished. Okay. So that's pretty good. Think I want to draw the Delta here. And then I'll think about if I want to draw Fatal Push for next turn. So their hand is 2 lands, a Daze, and an Unknown. It's about to become 2 unknowns. Oh, like, not playing against black, like knowing your hand is safe is such a nice feeling when you're just used to getting screwed here. Okay. Oh, what's this? A DRC. Okay. So I do want to draw the Fatal Push here, I think. Let's see. They have land and creature right now. And they have their hand. We know their hand. So I'm just gonna flat out kill this little gal, killing it with the ping and then moving in. They could daze this just to get a surveil trigger, but and then I guess yeah, if the daze shows a sorcery or an artifact, then Darcy gets delirious. So that is actually worthwhile, like worth considering. That does appear to be what they're doing. So if the top of their deck is a land, a creature, an instant, this doesn't save it. And we are going to know ahead of time. I don't know if they can fetch like Thunderous Falls or something if they have. Okay, so that was an instant. Oh shit, I clicked through. No! No, I was supposed to fetch. Unbelievable. Yeah, okay. That's just how Magic Online works sometimes. Or all the time. Okay. I guess I'm going to move into combat. Oh, that was absolutely mindless of me. I would have had another Bowmasters. They would not have had... I can't even think about how bad this just was. Yeah. If you're wondering, it was a misclick. All right, here we go. Let's pass the turn. They are sitting on lands. 3 lands. A volcanic island. Oh, and they are Grixis. Now we know. And they like what they find. Scary. Their own Bowmasters, sure. I mean, we can still get out of this if we draw creatures here. Like, creatures. Maybe I should have been a bit more specific. I'll still take Tameo. And I think I just pass here. I'm losing this race. That's the volcanic. So they still have an Underground Sea in hand. Unless I'm mistaken. How about a Barrowgoyf? How about a Murktide? Ooh. That's good. How do I do this? I think I attack. Okay, they block. They might have a second Bowmasters. Who knows? My Bowmasters kills yours, grows my army, which then kills your army. Alright, that was a fairly reasonable exchange for yours truly. Okay, they play their Underground Sea, the one we knew they were sitting on, so now no information is known. This is Molten Collapse. Yep, killing my Tameo. Okay, so the question is... Ooh. How'd you like this? I'm gonna ninjutsu in the Kaito and pick up Orcish Bowmasters. And I think if they had a Bowmaster, they would have used it already. So I am gonna Surveil 2 and draw a card. Do I want these? I think I want Ponder maybe? Yeah. Alright. Pass turn. Pyroblast kills Kaito. So. And right now their cantrips are free. Well, this looks like a Murktide. Well, if Kaito gets to live, I just get to stun that thing. Yeah, here comes Murktide. It's very important what their last card is. It's not Pyroblast, because they would have killed Kaito. Let's tap a creature and put 2 stun counters on it. And I think we just try and push the win here. This is lethal. They have to, yeah, okay. All right, so 1-1. So let's remove a Daze and put back a Force. No, I don't know. Maybe Daze at like 3 days is just still fine. Is there any reason to go back into being a Reanimator deck? Probably not. Yeah, I think this hand is pretty good. Pretty great even. We can fetch basics. We can do the whole thing. I think I lead on Thoughtseize here rather than Tamiyo. If I had a Brainstorm, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Would lead on Tamiyo? Probably not. Okay, so they have Nihil Spellbomb. We don't care about that. At least not very much. They have 2 copies of Bowmasters. That is a little bit of a potential problem. Yeah, I think we take one of these Bowmasters. They have Force, but awkwardly no blue card. Now they have to hit a red land in order to be able to... Okay, they Surveil to the top in order to be able to play the DRC. That's what I was trying to say. There's a Wasteland, okay. And just like face up Bowmasters, sure. So do we play around Force of Will, Daze? What do we do here? Okay, I've, enough with the lands deck. I think we just play Tamiyo. Tamiyo stems the bleeding here and means we can cast Bowmasters next turn through a Daze. Okay, Tamiyo's in. Let's go ahead and pass the turn. Okay, they find their red source. So their hand is Force, Spellbomb. Here we go with the Spellbomb. That can store a draw if they find... Okay, they found something they wanted to put in the graveyard. So what's my best draw here? Probably Thoughtseize. Let's just get in front of the army. Another Tamiyo. That's honestly not very exciting. So what happened? They surveilled something to the top, drew it, and then played Orcish Bowmasters. And then they passed the turn, and they played a Volcanic Island, cast DRC. So have I lost track of a card? We know one card is Force of Will. So I think I will attack here. If I cast Bowmasters and they have Force, then it's a 2-for-1. They get to Surveil. It also means DRC is Delirious. I think I do cast the Bowmasters and force the issue here. They know what's on top. They can fire off the Spellbomb to draw, so they probably will have to, like, a blue card. Okay, that was a Daze. Force Pitch Daze, and they still like what's on top, and I have to pass. And now they have a pretty significant clock here. They cash in their Spellbomb for a card. Yep, here comes the squad. 2 Wastelands. Let's take a draw step. Another Tamiyo, yikes. I guess I pass here, right? Pass here. No, do I attack? No, I think I pass. So I'm gonna flash in the Brazen Borrower and try and trade with the DRC. Lightning Bolt targeting me. The Scry push the advantage here. They put polluted Delta into the graveyard. Very nice. Please draw a blank. Okay. Here comes the attack. They attack with the whole squad. They have to attack with DRC. Alright. I'm gonna fetch Underground Sea and flash in Brazen Friend. Let's see if they drew a good one. Okay, so he's in. They have priority. They have second Bowmasters, it looks like. Ouch. Yeah. So I take 4, I go to 2, and then I'm like pretty much I could also just take 3, but no. Then I don't know what saves me here. Like Barrowgoyf? Yeah, Barrowgoyf could potentially save me. Okay. They wasteland me. They could wasteland me again, but I mean they don't know I have another fetch land. Okay. They maybe I was supposed to get undersea. No, I can't get undersea sewers because then they wasteland me. I'm at 1. If I fetch again, I'm dead. I just have to hope for the natural, like 2 Barrowolf draws here, and we don't get them. All right, GG's. Congratulations to the opponent. Okay, on the draw for round number 3. I think I keep this hand. It's sort of middle of the road. If Brainstorm can find us in Tomb or something, we have Disruption plus Reanimate. We could also Thoughtseize Fatty out of their hand if we're lucky. They like what they saw on top. Oh, it's a little bit much of that effect. Let's cast Thoughtseize. Daze. Okay. And we pass. Thoughtseizing me and taking me off my Brainstorm would be pretty frustrating. I am going to cast this Brainstorm here. I really want to find a fetch land. I don't. Holy smokes. Well, I mean, let's put back these 2 Undercity Sewers and one of them can bin the other one, I guess. They have more days here. It's okay. I can reanimate Tamiyo next turn. They have a Brainstorm. I will allow it. They have Entomb. Okay. If I can just get to keep my Underground Sea, and they already played a land, so yeah. We have to Force of Will and hope they don't have days or force of their own. I am pitching Brainstorm. That means I can't flip Tamiyo, but they had it anyways. They reveal nothing too spectacular though. The days is going to work here, unfortunately, on my because of those 2 awkward Undercity Sewers. Yeah, I'm out, 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 out. Because basically, like, I can't Petty Theft. They're gonna like days is also like their only instant, so they have to take it, or they don't have to, but they're gonna take it. And so they take the days. I can't Petty Theft, and then they untap and can start casting cantrips and whatever, and have a 7/7 flying lifelinker. Okay, let's board in the graveyard stuff, and let's board in some removal, and let's board out probably most of our own animation stuff, and some forces. Do we want Kaito here? I think maybe we do. Let's get rid of the last force and like 1 reanimate. I know they're a reanimate deck as well, but we are also like trying to combat the graveyard. I don't know. Yeah, keep this. Play turn 1 Tamiyo, have days back up, ponder on turn 2, or keep open Bowmasters seems fine. I like how this hand can play around Wasteland. Alright, play the Scalding Tarn, fetch Island, cast Tamiyo, Inquisitive Student. You know Tamiyo, I was once something of an inquisitive student myself. Long pause on my Tamiyo. I don't believe that life is so good that they were actually going to force it with this and let me daze it, but one can hope. Alright, Tamiyo resolved after much speculation. Okay, Bloodstained Mire comes. If they have Fatal Push for Tamio, I probably daze that. If Thoughtseize. I think I let them Thoughtseize me here. Daze might not find another target, but they have to play around it the whole game. And I'm quite interested in not having to set myself back a land drop right now. Yeah, they take Bowmasters. So like if they have Reanimate next turn, that's obviously quite annoying. Ooh, but look at that. Look at that second Bowmasters right off the tippity top. So if I don't ponder right now, they're gonna be pretty suspicious, aren't they? I think I will actually ponder. I think it's okay. Like if their plan is to reanimate my Bowmasters, drawing, I think I'm gonna draw a Wasteland and then see about wanting to draw a Ponder. Well, I would have gotten them with the Bowmasters. But I mean, then, like, if they see me just keeping open 2 mana, maybe they think he drew Bowmasters. Sewers, put a card on top of their deck. I think I'm actually going to Wasteland them here. I could Ponder and then crack Clue, but something tells me, like, them playing off this Undercity Sewers tapped, that that's their only land. And you know what? I have coming underneath this, on the top of my deck, it's another Wasteland. I mean, I will, like, if they cantrip now, I will cast the Bowmasters and just cash in on that. Okay, they had a second land. Boo. Boo, I say. Reanimate my Bowmasters. Sure. I think I draw the Wasteland. I kind of want a third land. Let's fetch. And then I play Bowmasters and waste them afterwards, I think. Wow, wow, wow. Force of Will. Okay. Then I think I save my Wasteland and try to resolve Barrowgoyf next turn. And I will trade 1 damage for a Clue right now. We'll see if I get punished for not wasting them here. But I think I need to resolve Tamio or Barrowgoyf next turn. Ideally. Here comes a fetch. Give me something I can daze. They know about this daze, right? I can't remember if I drew that before or after they Thoughtseize me. Void Walker. How crucial is this card? Not very. Alright. I would rather resolve Barrowgoyf. Oh. You don't say. Daze. I think I just pay. I was thinking about like dazing instead to be able to wasteland them and leave them with 0 lands in play, but it somewhat comes. No, it's not. It doesn't come down to the same, but yeah. All right. Let's attack with Tamio and pass. Thoughtseize. I mean, sure. They can whatever they take here. They can Dothy Void Walker out, but I'm not too worried about that. It would, and if I dazed, the daze would end up in the void anyways, and I'd just be set back a land drop. So if they have like fetch land removal, like fetch land push here, that's pretty good. They can kill my Barrowgoyf, and that probably wins them the game. But if they don't remove the Barrowgoyf, I think I'm starting to turn the corner. I can like double waste them next turn. And I don't think I'm supposed to trigger the Barrowgoyf. I'm not always too tight on these how this works. So when this creature deals damage, you may mill that many cards. Like milling is putting cards into your graveyard. And this has a replacement effect, saying that if a card would be put into an opponent's graveyard, it's exiled. So I don't think I get. First of all, the cards are exiled, so I'm just feeding this. Like if suddenly it hits something like really good, then I don't want that. Ooh, that's pretty good, I think. Let's attack. I get a clue. I have so many of those. And I am going to ninjutsu the Tamio. That means they take some damage. I'm not going to surveil here and grow their army. I'm not going to mill, no. If I put a stun counter, then Kaito dies to the attacks here. I think I just plus Kaito actually. I guess Kaito can still die that way, but then I think I'm pretty far ahead. Like they are at 4 life. They have to not attack with everything to be able to block the Bowmasters. Let's see. Let's see how they go. What do I have that is exiled? A wasteland and a daze? Okay. They want to wasteland my wasteland. Oh, Bitter Triumph. Okay. Sure. So Kaito dies. They discard Thoughtseize. And now this is the board state. Long Goodbye. Long Goodbye is good. That means I can start cracking clues. Maybe I just... No, let's just have this game unfold. I'm going to kill their Underground Sea and pass. Yeah, alright. So 1-1. And I just resubmit here. Yeah. These tense games. Like I feel like I'm getting put through the ringer here. You're getting your money's worth or your time's worth. Some really like. Sometimes you join Legacy League and it's like 5 combo decks and or Stompy decks or whatever, and the games are over pretty quickly. But in spite of this being a combo deck and some of my opponents also being on combo decks, I do feel like we're getting to play a lot of Magic, to be honest. As much as we might not like the thing, like this deck, like what it represents, or how prevalent it is. Okay, I'm gonna keep this hand. The Singleton Entomb is a little bit sus, but who knows? We might just do something with it. If they Thoughtseize us here, what do you take? Like, do you take the Entomb that is currently not doing anything, or do you take one of these that are duplicated? Okay, so they have a Tameo, for which I currently have no answer. That's not good. I am going to fetch basic island here and cast Ponder. Long Goodbye answers Tameo. We certainly don't want the second Entomb though. And we're not too stoked on the second land. I still think we have to take the Long Goodbye. I'm going to draw it next turn. Oh, I played the swamp and immediately thought better of it. Like maybe I need to prioritize double days there. Although going to 0 lands with no board presence is also pretty terrible. The problem is I really don't want to... I would really like to not draw that Entomb. Do I just cash in this Long Goodbye right now? I think I do. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, it obviously can't be countered, but this way, like, they can't brainstorm over it. So they just went up a card here in the old card economy. And drawing the second Entomb is bad, but also like casting an Entomb. Barrogoyf. Yikes. Casting an Entomb is pretty bad if they are sitting on an reanimate spell, but I think I have to do it. Like obviously I don't have to get my Atraxa, but also maybe I want to get my Atraxa. I have Ponder and Daze. Yeah, let's do it. And I have what, 3 reanimates left? Oh, hang on. I'm tapped. Yeah, that's it. I think I just play the spell bomb here. Have to do that, I think. There's a brainstorm. Okay. This Daze holding down the fort is running out of gas. Dothy Voidwalker. That's a bummer. Okay. There's a Kaito. Okay. I'm going to Ponder. Well, there's Reanimate. Do I just go for it? Or do I take a turn off Thoughtseizing? No, I think I just go for it. Right? I think that's correct. And then I draw Barrogoyf next turn. Obviously, if they Force of Will the Reanimate, then they can Reanimate next turn. We're here to cast Reanimates, right? I'm tapping the Underground Sea to be able to... Ooh, that's just in. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I have got love in my tummy, and I'm going to take this Thoughtseize, and I'm going to take this... Is it the Fatal Push or the Brainstorm? It's probably Fatal Push. And I'm going to take the Bowmasters, maybe? Tameo is also pretty good. And the Scalding Tarn. And let's click Done. And let's Thoughtseize. Ponder, Thoughtseize, another way, or Ponder and Tameo, and another Wasteland. I think we just get rid of the Ponder. They can have Tameo. Alright, we're at 10. We have a big fatty. We have the graveyard covered with the Hill Spellbomb. They have Wastelands. They can play Tameo. If they can play Tameo and then Brainstorm, what does that do? Not a lot, then Tameo just dies. Okay, so they are able to target my Ponder or Reanimate, I guess? Or Thoughtseize? Who cares? They don't shuffle, you don't say. I mean, if they can bounce this Atraxa, that's pretty good. That does appear to be what's happening. I don't know. Oh, it's a Bitter Triumph. Yeah, alright. That kills Atraxa. Atraxa is gone. They Wasteland me, yes. They play Tameo. Their hand is Underground Sea and Wasteland. Right? Or did they? No, they played Underground Sea, so it's Unknown and Wasteland. What do we want to do here? I think we probably want to kill Tameo as first order of business. And then I think us casting the first Bowmasters, if they have Bowmasters, it's not too good. I'm just gonna ponder here. And look at that, Reanimate. So Reanimate takes us to 3 life, but I still think that is worth doing for the old Atraxa girl. Yeah, raise more. Yeah, okay, they concede. Sweet. So we're on the board. 1 and 2. Off to round number 4. All right, on the play in round number 4. Yeah. Let's try this. I'm actually going to lead on Undercity Sewers here. I want to have 2 mana available on the next turn if possible. And I'm going to leave Ponder on top so next turn I can Ponder and then Thoughtseize. Misty Rainforest, okay. I think I'm going to Ponder first because the shuffling kind of pushes me towards that, but it is sometimes nice to Thoughtseize and then know what to look for with the Ponder. Ooh, do I take an Entomb here? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Let's take an Entomb. We have 5 animation spells in our deck that can come up clutch here. Let's cast Thoughtseize. Here comes a fetch land. Ooh, this is a Veil of Summer. Oh, it's a Brainstorm. I let them Brainstorm here. Oh, it is the thing. It is Infect. They're pretty well set up here. Embiggen makes it grow by a lot. And Invigorate obviously is free. They even have the Inkmoth Nexus. Like, if they didn't have, if this was just another land, I would take the Glistener Elf and then hope for them to tap out for Blighted Agent next turn. I think I take Invigorate here. Yeah. Alright, pass. So that's fun. The old Infect deck. Glistener Elf, yeah. I guess I can Wasteland them, right? Yeah, let's do that. And I will pass phases. And I think I actually Petty Theft this just to set them back a turn. And if I want to, I can Daze now. If they were to play the Blighted Agent, but it looks like they're not. Okay, so next turn I can cast a 5/5 Murktide. Or I could try and hit gold here. Hit a Reanimate. I don't, but this is not terrible. I think I'm going to put away the Entomb. And the Swamp. Yeah. And I'm gonna play a 6/6 Murktide here. We'll see if they drew a Daze or hit a Daze before, or like they've not shuffled after the Brainstorm. Force of Will, okay. So their hand is Legolas and Embiggen and one unknown. And like if they can find another pump spell, then it's pretty scary. They mill over Blighted Agent, okay. Here comes Embiggen, okay. Probably means they are going for the kill. Or maybe it means they drew another Embiggen, like the second Embiggen doesn't stack with the first one. Another Blighted Agent. I think I dazed that. pick up my Surveil land. And then I think I could bounce the Glistener Elf and then Thoughtseize it. I think I like that. And then like for the next couple of turns I have Brazen Borrowers coming. I don't want to see 2 threats here, please. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's get rid of the Glistener Elf. Keep your Endurance. And Legolas's quick reflexes. The Endurance is a bit of a problem for my Brazen Borrower plan here. And looks like they are just casting it. That makes sense. So what's my plan now? Force of Will is probably not it. Yeah, I'll take a Ponder next turn. How's this work? It untaps, and then it can tap to deal damage. So they can attack with the Endurance here. Ooh, Blink Moth, Ink Moth, whatever Moth. And I am running out of life points for which to cast Reanimate. If I were to find like my combo. Oops. I wasn't supposed to move into combat. I am going to, I think, just attack here, give them the opportunity to cast their reflexes, but they're not going to do so. Okay, fair. I don't want these. I guess this fetches Undercity Sewers numero dos. I wonder if this is one of those matchups where I'm supposed to just completely board out of being Reanimator and board in like a bunch of Bowmasters and removal spells. That seems like something. Oh, I guess I could have blocked that with the other thing. Yeah, and now I lose. Yeah, yeah, that was great. I could have flashed in the second Brazen Borrower, but then I guess the endurance can just be used to with the reflexes to kill it. Okay, let's see. If I wanted all of this sort of stuff here, and the Force of Negation is also, I think, acceptable. That's a lot of cards. That's 11 cards to bring in. They are going to be gunning for the graveyard, you would assume. Oops, not the Thoughtseize. We want those. Yeah, let's get rid of. Let's just try and see how many cards am I getting rid of if I'm getting rid of all of this stuff. Probably too many, right? Because it's 4, 4. No, that's exactly 11. How about that? And then I just become this Dimir tempo mid-range deck. Let's keep this, and I think I Thoughtseize them. Then I can brainstorm away the Undercity Sewers later. Glistener Elf, Noble Hierarch, Flusterstorm. I'm gonna take the Glistener Elf. We can probably mostly make Flusterstorm irrelevant here. They might be smart enough to work out that Brainstorm is going to be the best target for that Flusterstorm. Yeah, they don't play out their noble friend. Another wasteland, but they have a lot of lands. I like these wastelands to just pretty much stop future Blink Moth or Ink Moth Nexuses. Yeah, they are going to fluster here. I like that play. No, okay, they're not. Maybe 3 wastelands is one too many. And geez, what is it? I think actually I can get rid of one of these wastelands because I'm going to mill it over with this, and then I'll draw the second one. Yeah. Put this into the graveyard. Pass. There's a Glistener Elf. Maybe I just Bowmasters that straight up. I think I do that. If they have drawn Legolas's quick reflexes, that sucks, but looks like they have not. Here comes a Hedge Maze, most likely. Pithing Needle on Wasteland would really be like a clutch thing they could do here. Another elf. Okay. So I think we just Fatal Push here. The Flusterstorm doesn't really help them here. Yeah, they concede. Sweet. Alright. So sideboarding wise, I don't think I changed anything. I think we're happy here. Happy here in our comfort zone. I don't think I can keep this one lander with no removal spells. As much as I would like to. I'll keep this, I guess. And I think I'm getting rid of Kaito, or is 4 lands too many? No, I like this. I was gonna say turn 1 Ponder, but I think I like turn 1 Tamio more. Okay, they are doing something. Is it days? Well, they're brainstorming. Force of will. Okay. Strong. Blighted Agent would be scary here. I guess any non-Ink Moth Nexus threat would be a little bit scary. There is one. Another Tamio. I think I ponder here. Look for I guess a fatal push. So what happens if I take the fatal push? Like Daze gets me, the reflexes get me. Maybe I just play Tamio and hope they don't have like Invigorate, Zerk in their hand. But even then, like I am gonna block. Do they have more responses here? Veil of Summer. Okay, fine. They just want to cycle that. Okay, glad I didn't try to go for the fatal push. That probably means they have an extra Veil of Summer. Pendelhaven. This now kills Tamio. If I don't block, then what happens? I think I have to block. I'm too scared. Like, is it 3/4? If they have 2 pump spells, like Invigorate plus something else, then I'm dead. Yeah, this feels really bad, but I think it's the correct play. And now I can kill their untapped Tropical Island. They might want to like cast the Veil of Summer here or something. Alright, they float green. I pass through the phases. Yeah, I think they have Veil here. And then I kill this. I kill it dead. And then I pass. If they can just follow this up immediately with another threat, that's tough. Okay, they want to keep open their mana here. I'm gonna ponder. I'm getting a little bit greedy. If they have endurance here, it kind of sucks. Oof. He's still my heart. Okay, I'm gonna grab a Bowmasters here. We don't need it yet, because they aren't representing a threat here. This is when they have to endurance. If they have it, they do have it. I feel like they have endurance right now, and they're doing a play that I oftentimes miss out on, like getting rid of the graveyard with the fetch land on the stack. But we'll see. Okay, they did not want to endurance me. Maybe they don't. Maybe it means they don't have endurance. Who knows? All right, here is a Murktide. Daze gets me here. Veil of Summer. Okay, so they had the Veil, and they force. All right, cool. So it's my Bowmasters and Wasteland versus their Noble Hierarch and whatever they just drew for the turn. I draw Daze. I think I'm just gonna sit on these cards. I think the Wasteland. I'm not sure if it makes a difference, but Blighted Agent, huh? Yeah, that's scary. I think I have to Wasteland the Pendelhaven now. What happens if I Bowmasters in response? I think I do. They have Legolas's reflexes. I can't do anything about that. Okay, sweet. That killed the agent. Pendelhaven is gone, but now I'm like really concerned about Inkmoth Nexus. That's not Inkmoth Nexus, but it is a Surveil. They get rid of Brainstorm. Clever. Good move. They could attack here, but then I'm pushing 2 damage, which I will be anyways, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna attack. If they have endurance, that gets slopped up by Daze here. Not sure what else they might have that could make a difference here. Let's cast Tamio. I'm gonna hang on to this swamp in case I draw Brainstorm. So we have them somewhat squeezed here. Like all their cantrips are quite, you know, less than ideal. And there is a Brainstorm for me. Sweet. I think I attack here and then probably flip Tamio. Post-combat. I'm not sure. Do I just want to keep Tamio around though? No, I think I want to flip her. Get rid of this swamp. And second Brainstorm for now at least. Tamio is pretty sweet versus Infect. She reads like -2 instead of -1 for the Infectors. Yeah, that got them. Sweet. 2-2. Let's see if we can finish on a positive record. Okie doke. On the play for the final round. Let's see how we do. Ooh, so close. We have the good buddies here reanimating into him, but no mana to cast them. Okay, let's keep this, and let's bottom the Atraxa, I suppose. Yeah, let's get rid of Atraxa. They also mulligan the 6. Alright, so if I play Undercity Sewers and Reanimate is in the top 2 cards of our deck, we can next turn go Reanimate and Entomb. I like that, but obviously this means not casting Ponder right now. Okay, put Blue Delta into the graveyard and pass. I have Ugin, okay. So Eldrazi, I guess? Let's cast a Ponder. Would not hate finding either Reanimate or I was going to say a Wasteland here. I think Brainstorm is also acceptable, especially because we get a Ponder, sorry, not a Ponder, but a Shuffle and a Surveil. So let's do that. Cavern of Souls, yikes. So they can cast a 3 mana Eldrazi now and make it uncounterable. Well, not like that. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take this. I'm just gonna Surveil real quick. Let's see what's up. Reanimate? Is it you? Oh, it's Wasteland. Okay, so I think I keep this Wasteland. I think I cast Force of Will pitching Brainstorm, and the next turn I'm going to Wasteland their Eye of Ugin and cast a 5/5 Murktide and see how we do. Yeah, that was awkward for them with a Fleshraker where it doesn't, where like Cavern of Souls has to make colorless mana. Okay, 2 mana. Grim Monolith. That's a lot of mana. Do they have the key as well? No. Okay. Reanimate? No. Yeah, let's just attack, I guess. I do worry about whether or not this Murktide is going to be able to get the job done. Like, they untap with 5 mana right now. That's a whole lot of mana. Yep, here comes something big-o. A Reality Smasher. Okay, well, I mean, I am ahead here. Alrighty. I'm at 13, but I mean, if they can just follow this up next turn, it's pretty good for them. Tamiyo is decent. Can at least soak up some damage. Ancient Tomb. Okay, at least there's not another Reality Smasher. I'm just gonna take the damage here. I'll be at 8. And they're passing. Okay. Another Entomb. Boo. So what happens if I attack here with Murktide? So if I attack with Tamiyo as well as Murktide and they have another Reality Smasher, I'm dead. If they had another Reality Smasher last turn, they would have cast it. So I think I'm okay taking that chance, because generating a clue here could potentially be pretty exciting. All right, let's gear up here, read the clue. That is Reanimate. I could Reanimate this guy, but then I take 3, I go to 5. I'm sort of at the same point. Then if they have a Kozilek's command, then they win. I think I can't do that. I'm afraid I can't do that, Dave. Okay. Well, let's pass. No, they're doing things. Don't do things. Kozilek's command. Targeting themselves. Scry X, draw a card, and create some guys. Okay. They create some knuckleheads. They get to scry 2. They scry 1 top, 1 bottom. That could mean that we're dead. Yep, there's a lot of mana, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. That's 7, 8, 9 mana. That is enough. Like, they can kill my Murktide right now. It's going to take them to 1 life. Unfortunately, I don't have Orcish Bowmasters in the main deck. Oh, is this something that bounces? That's also good enough. Yeah, yep. Alright. Okay, so against Eldrazi, I think I want to remain pretty strong on the Reanimator stuff. I think I want the 2 consign to memory and maybe boarding out like 1 or 2 Thoughtseizes is okay. Like no, a Thoughtseize and a Daze. Yeah, let's try this. Oof, mulligan, no lands. Yeah, this works. I'll get rid of a... Well, it's tricky, right? Like, if I get rid of a Brainstorm, then that means I have to pitch the other Brainstorm to force if I have to do that on turn 1. And then I can't flip Tameo. Going down to 1 land also seems questionable. I am going to put away a Brainstorm. If we're lucky, nothing major has to be forced. Like, nothing major is going to happen on their first turn. Could be a Chalice deck. That actually seems pretty likely. And if they play Chalice here, how would I feel about that? And that looks to be what they're doing. I think I let that happen and keep up my force. If I just naturally draw another land here, I have Barrogoyf. Of course, I draw 1 drop. Okay, let's attack. I mean, if their follow-up is Cavern, then they're going to get something through here, which is going to be a problem. But if not, then I can force. No, it's Cavern. I am Jax. Complete lack of surprise. What's red mana here? It's the linebacker I was about to say. Line breaker. Yeah. So this attacks for 4. It's pretty good. There's a lot of things I would like here, but this Chalice for 1 is obviously cramping my style. Let's get rid of this. How about a land? Nope. The 4th Brainstorm! I am completely outraged. Okay, I'm gonna take a draw step here. Not draw here. I draw Wasteland. Okay, I am actually going to Wasteland them. This puts off my Barrogoyf for a turn, at least. Well, no, actually, that's not true. If there's a land on top of my deck, but it risks putting off my Barrogoyf. But this turns back our Force of Will. It also just means they have no lands here. Okay, Secluded Courtyard, much less of a thing. 1 mana? Really? Yeah, that's not good. Alright, so Chalice of the Void counters, Endless 1. I take 4 more here. 4 more. 4 more. 4 more damage. And then I really hope to draw land? I don't. Okay. So I still attack with Tameo. And then we draw with the clue. And hope we are rewarded. We're not. At least not initially. They have a Wasteland. Oh, that was good. Yikes. I think I have to block next turn. I basically have to hope for a land right now. And that was a land, so that's good. And I think there's no real point in activating the clue right now. I think I just have to pass here. I suppose I could take another attack here, but I'm too much of a coward. Glaring Fleshraker. Well, I mean, I am going to counter that with pitching one of my infinite 1-drops. Okay, so for us to even have a chance here, we have to hit a land in the top 2 cards of the deck. That's not one. And that is a land. Okay. The problem though is they now have access to that bounce. Like they have mana to I should have gotten the basic swamp, yeah. Also, like this Barrogoyf, it doesn't even live versus this guy. Then I'm just stuck with like 5. I basically have no hand because of that stupid Chalice. We at least drew a land. We can't complain too much. Oh no, there's a Fleshraker. So they can give the Fleshraker haste. Does this have trample? Yeah, this has trample. Okay, it's just targeting itself. So I'm going to take 1 damage, gain 3 life. So I'm going to gain 2 life. But then I am probably just dead next turn because none of the spells in my hand can be cast. Yeah, I'm just going to concede. GG's opponent. All right, a 2-3 record with the quote-unquote best deck in the format. I'm obviously not super experienced playing this deck. I made mistakes, I'm sure. I don't think I played it horribly. And I think maybe except for the final round, all the other 4 rounds were pretty close. And honestly, if I have to say, it was pretty much like a lot of fun. I didn't actually do Reanimator stuff very much. I played most matches as a sort of a tempo deck, and I think I understand why this deck is popular. Not only because it wins a lot, but I also think it sort of is fun to play. That doesn't mean I think it's correct for it to be in the format at this power level. I reserve my opinion for a bit later. I need to just be a little bit more uh, get my feet underneath the table, so to speak, with this archetype and with the format right now. Um, it certainly is seeing a lot of play, and it does seem to be, putting the format in a bit of an unhealthy place. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed getting to see this deck. Maybe it's pretty rare on my channel. It might not be rare everywhere else. So maybe if you're like all sick of seeing it. So I don't know. I don't expect to be recording any more videos with this in the foreseeable future, and I'll probably be doing a Doomsday video next. We'll see. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and you watch this and you like what you see. It makes a big difference. It really, really does. So thanks so much to everyone who does subscribe, and I'll be back with some more Legacy.